Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? I am so excited for this video because I'm going to be finally testing out the new Midas Cosmetics times Smokey Glow collaboration. So this collection was sent to me in PR and I am affiliated with Midas Cosmetics, which means I have a affiliate code with them. If you use my code on any purchases from Midas Cosmetics, I do make a commission, but no pressure as always. So let's jump into this. I'm so excited. So I think the star of the show would definitely be the eyeshadow palette. Here is what it looks like. I think this is such a gorgeous color story. Honestly, it was a lot brighter than what I was expecting from Hannah, and I'm really excited about that because this suits my makeup style really, really well because there's a bunch of neutrals, but then also a ton of pops of color. Alright, so jumping right on into swatches. First we have Basic, which is a pretty pigmented white. Friends, that's pretty. And Jump Cut. Next we have Group Chat, which is another really pretty pink. Rose. And Leno. I love that color. The shimmers look pretty pigmented. I think they're definitely going to benefit from a glitter glue. Next we have Nutty, Colleague, and Warrior. Next we have Vote, which I love the meaning behind this name, Instagram Model, and Amazing. Which that one did feel a little bit drier to the touch. Next we have Hello, Half Pony. Oh man, I haven't swatched this many shades in a while. And a Rant. And then last but not least, we have Cold Brew, Content, which is like a Barney purple, and Dofa, which I've heard a lot of people raving about this color, and I do agree. It is very, very pretty. Like, those are all the swatches. I feel like the color story is so beautiful, such a pretty kind of pink themed palette, and then colors that are very complementary to pink. There's still some neutral pops, and there's a lot of things in this palette that I think make it something that I would really, really like. Like I said, I feel like there's some really pretty sparkly shimmers. There's a ton of matte options. There's deepening shades, transition shades. There's an amazing inner corner color. Okay, so next there is a little highlighter duo, and this is a really cute size. I do appreciate this being a duo because I feel like that's a great way to still do one product but be able to cover more skin tones. So there is this pinky shade called Slay, and it is really pretty. I think I might use that as a blush topper. And then there is Yas, which is more of a gold, and I'm really curious to see how these look on me. Actually, I might be able to use that shade. Was not expecting for either of these to work for me, honestly, just because I have such fair skin that normally when there's like a one product, it doesn't fit my skin tone. So the gold I think is a little too dark. It almost looks like I could use it as a bronzer, but the pink shade looks really pretty. I think I can definitely get away with using that as a highlighter. Honestly though, like, I'm not kidding. I really feel like I could use that as a bronzer because it's just like more of a sheen. It's not quite of an intense highlight, and it's not too warm. It's kind of neutral. I already did bronzer today. So here are the three shades in the lip gloss trio. There is a red, which is called Hi Friends. Oh, okay. That was more aggressive than I meant it to be. That's very strong. It reminds me of something. It reminds me of some candy, but I really just can't think of what it is. So there's what it looks like. It looks to be a pretty pigmented red gloss, but it has definitely a bit more of a pink undertone. Not sure how I'm going to feel about this because I don't really wear more opaque glosses very often, but I'm going to do lip swatches at the end. So next we have the shade Sparkle On. I'm nervous about this one because it is super, super glittery. Kind of reminds me of a Jouer lip topper just looking at it in the bottle, which I bought a few of those. I hate them because I don't like a super glittery lip. So I'll try this and maybe just see how it looks as a topper, but I'm nervous. Yeah, that is very glittery. And then the shade I'm most excited about would definitely be Never Dull, which is a lot more of a neutral shade. It has just a little bit of a sparkle to it, and I've heard people comparing this to the Fenty Gloss, which is one of my favorites of all time, so I'm like, I'll be the judge of that. That one is definitely more sheer, but it looks really, really beautiful. Like, I could see myself using that all the time. So that's the entire lip trio, and I feel like they look pretty. There's definitely a good amount of variety between the 3 shades. I am glad that they're going to be selling them as singles because I feel like this is the one shade I would personally buy just looking at them, and the one I would see myself using the most. So now let's go ahead and finally get some of this on my face. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the highlighter duo, and I'm going to go ahead and take that shade Yas, and I'm just going to kind of top my bronzer with it just to see if it gives like a pretty sheen. And just taking a big fluffy powder brush. Yeah, it just gives a glow to the skin. I mean, if you are super fair, I feel like that could be a pretty like bronzer topper. Is that even a thing? Like a bronzer topper? People do blush toppers. Bronzer topper. I'm making it a thing. I'm just gonna go ahead and take the shade Slay. I feel like I have to do that on a pretty fluffy highlighting brush. Yeah, I feel like it has a nice kind of pinky undertone to where I could blend it back on my cheeks a little bit, but it's still light enough where it's giving a good highlight. So it's a pretty good tone for me. I feel like I saw people saying that the shade Slay was a really intense highlighter. I don't know if it's the brush I used or what, but I feel like it looks really natural on the skin. Let's go ahead and jump into eyes. I did already prime with the Anastasia eye primer, and I don't even know what I want to do today. I kind of want to do something unexpected and really pull into the neutrals and the colors for this look. So I think I'm going to go ahead and start off with the shade Cold Brew. And I'm going to go ahead and put that right into my crease, just using it as my first transition shade. Actually, while we're here, I kind of want to go into the shade Basic, that really bright white, and just kind of place that underneath my brow bone for a little bit of highlight. Oh yeah, I feel like it's a pretty decently pigmented white. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Vote, and I'm going to pop that directly into my crease next. Just start blending it out. I feel like it's blending pretty easily. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the deepest brown right here called Half Pony, and I'm going to put that in my outer V. It's definitely a little bit more on the buildable side. I feel like I'm having a pretty easy time blending it right now. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Dofa, and I'm going to use it on a little pencil brush. I think I'm actually going to take a little bit of that on my outer corner. Adding a little bit more depth with that. Ooh, fallout, even though I tapped it off. So I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of that shade on the outer, like third of the lower lash line. I feel like I'm getting a lot of fallout from that. I will say it looks really pretty. Like, I can actually see the sparkles underneath my eye, which I feel like sometimes with shades that you put on small sections, you can't see the full impact, but I can actually see that's really, really pretty. So now I'm going to go ahead and take my NYX Glitter Primer, and I'm going to pop that onto the front half of my lid. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Leno, and I'm going to pop that all over the front 2/3 of my lid. That is so pretty. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Content, and I'm going to pop that on the middle of my lower lash line. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Colleague, and I'm going to pop that on the innermost part of my lower lash line. I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Nutty, and I'm going to pop that on my inner... Okay, inner corner. Yes, I love it. Such a pretty, like, bluey purple duochrome. I'm gonna finish my eyes off camera really quickly. I'm just gonna take my Nabla Cupid's Arrow eyeliner in the shade number 3 to do my waterline, and then I'm gonna use the Too Faced Bare & Sex mascara, and I'll be right back. Okay, I think it's so strange to already be done highlighting that I want to do more, so I'm gonna go back into that pink shade with a more dense highlighter brush and just see if I can get it to be a little bit more intense. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, definitely need to blend it back some because it's getting a little streaky. That's really pretty. Now let's go ahead and do some lip swatches. I think I'm going to do the neutral one last just because that's the one I'm most excited about. So let's try Who Are You? Sparkle On. I'm nervous to sparkle. So it feels like a thicker lip gloss. I can feel a little tiny bit of grittiness, and it is very, very shiny. I would never use this on its own again, more than just doing this lip swatch, but I think that it could potentially be pretty as just a topper over a lipstick because I kind of like the tone of it. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and do Hi Friends. That is so pigmented. Okay, so I feel like if you take a moment to apply it, kind of get more specific with it, it is pretty. Like, it's a very juicy, bright pink red lip gloss, but I just don't see this being something I would use a ton because normally my favorite thing with lip gloss is getting to throw it on and that's just not have to think about it at all. You wear it, it wears off, it looks fine, it doesn't matter. Whereas this I feel like would be a high maintenance gloss to kind of keep up with. All right, now going into Never Dull. There we go. I feel like all the lip glosses feel like a little bit of a thicker formula, but I mind it less with this one just because I really like the color. It looks very glossy on the lips, so this is definitely the one I like the most. Alright, so this is the finished look. I love how it turned out, so I quickly just want to sum up my first impression thoughts on the products. So starting off with the eyeshadow palette, I really like the look that I did today. I think it turned out beautiful, and I'm very excited to play with this more. If you'd like to see a 3 looks with 1 palette with this, definitely let me know. Maybe I can like do a little poll right here. I feel like I had no issues with the blending and the building of the mattes. I feel like they were pretty easy to work with. The shimmers, like I said, I definitely felt like from touching them that they could benefit from a glitter glue. I think Leno all over the lid is gorgeous. Nutty on the inner corner is stunning, so I really am not let down by those shades. I feel like it's such a pretty color story. You could go so bold or so soft depending on how you're feeling, so I think there could be a lot of versatility with this palette. And then for the little highlighter duo, I think that I can definitely get use out of both shades. Like I said, as a bronzer topper, it's a thing now, it is. And then Slay, I think, makes a really pretty kind of blushy highlight moment. I'm glad that I was able to make both of these products work because when I initially saw them, I thought, that might be a little bit too dark for me. I feel like the lip gloss trio is my least favorite of the bunch just because I see myself only using 1/3 of it. I really like this gloss, Never Dull. I think it looks really beautiful. I would love to know if you picked up anything from the Smokey Glow collection, but that is everything for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you like these kind of videos, you like my content and haven't subscribed already, definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. I really hope to see you in the next video. Bye.